live from high atop Scott's social media studios in the heart of the Cedar City, just outside of America's Music City. This is SEC Football Review with your hosts Jared Scott and Michael Clay.
Hey.
Man, what a football weekend this was. I tell you, the SEC is just like throwing them all up in the air and watching it fall.
Yeah. It's fun.
This is the most exciting season ever.
Each other, yeah. Unpredictable too, I think.
Very
overall.
unpredictable. Very unpredictable. And you know, of course, that also means that there's lots to talk about, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. A whole lot to talk about. Sorry, I was busy on my
Sitting
phone.
over here playing on your phone. No, I know, I got you. I hear you.
Yeah, very exciting. I didn't get to do a lot of watching, but I followed on my phone. It was very exciting. Tennessee, Alabama. I guess you could say lived up to it. I don't think Georgia, Texas did as much. I mean,
it was still hype, right?
Yeah, no.
But it was a shocker, right? I mean, I don't think anybody expected that to happen. Okay, I correct myself. I'm sure there were people out there.
Yeah. Your Georgia fans, diehard may expect it okay.
Well, and I think last show, didn't I talk about how I wanted to see the traditional SEC show the new boys how it's done?
Yeah, and they did. They backed you up on that.
And they did, right? So it's hard for folks to go, oh, well, you know, Texas is the greatest in the country. Oh, really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Now they're playing a real SEC team, right? A real SEC team.
Yeah,
so.
And I was looking on my notes. I wrote notes this time.
You always write notes,
Yeah.
Michael.
Well, hey.
I remember the days of the newspaper. The newspaper was the best. Sadly, the Tennessean quit covering the college football spread. So
we had more views than ever last week, so I got to prepare for these viewers.
Oh my gosh, well, man, you got an audience now.
Yeah. So, what do you want? Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Michael's just not on his game today. So Michael was so busy.
There you are.
There we go. Okay.
You rushed the start of the show. I wasn't done doing what I needed to do, and I'm a little discombobulated right now.
You know, everybody knows about the survey, right? So just so folks know, Michael was trying to prepare for the show by getting together the survey data and making sure that we had regular posts to the chat. So we were always excited to have our chat folks. I don't see T-Bone harassing anybody yet, but I'm sure he'll be joining us soon enough. But anyway, so when we talk about it, right, Michael was trying to put into the chat the survey link, and I think I've got it out there, secfootballreview.com. It's not really that hard to remember, but when you get out there, you want to make sure that you click on the correct link in the link tree. So the link tree looks like this. So see, Michael, I'm showing it up on the screen. The link tree looks like this, right? And then when you click it, it's going to give you the survey. So we're going to do something a little bit different in the show today. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to fill out my survey. We can only fill out one survey per device. And Michael's going to fill out his survey on the phone if he can figure it out.
Yeah, if I can figure it out. I'm not going to promise you
Michael's
anything.
tech savviness is struggling. So that's where my strength comes in. He's the entertainment for the show, and I'm the loser for the show. That does the tech.
Think of anybody our age, if you think of your dad and how he is.
He would have been done.
Oh, and anybody out there listening, think about your dad or your mom right now, if you're 45 or older, how they're doing with technology, and that's me.
If not worse.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
Nope.
Bazinga.
See, like we said, he just like lived up to the standard right here.
You got me discombobulated. You rushed me. That's it. So if I'm not on my game today,
Michael's not on his game today. I don't know.
Yeah.
He needed some PBR. That's the reason I ran out of PBR. So.
Oh, you did.
So
you
now I drank them all. It's not like that's like the most expensive beverage out there or anything, but
yeah.
Anyway.
No. So yeah, a little discombobulated, but it was a great week. I loved the survey. You were saying we're gonna try to do it along with you.
Yep, do it along with the viewers that are live with us.
And as we go over the games, we'll pick
So we're going to pick our picks, and I'm going to go ahead and start out by picking what I felt like was the most exciting game last week. And I'm at the risk of sounding like a home teamer. I'm actually going to pick the Tennessee-Bama game.
Are you really?
That was an intense game, and I mean, it wasn't a goal poster. I didn't feel like. I think maybe they did pull it down at the end, but
yeah, I thought that was a little unwarranted. But
yeah, I mean,
they're excited. You beat them 2 years ago, though.
Yeah, it's a recent.
Start acting like you know how to beat them.
You got to act like you're. Oh, we got Towns is on. Hey, Towns, we saw some of your data from the game picks a couple weeks ago. Looked pretty good. Your numbers look pretty good. Michael and I couldn't get the numbers together quickly enough.
Yeah.
So all we got was last week's, and I don't know.
We didn't have as many participate last week as we did 2 weeks ago. I think we had like 5.
Yeah, let's see. Which camera do I got to choose? This one? This is the right one, right? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, but we got 3. It was me and Michael and T-Bone.
Yeah, so we were tied for first at 4-4. That's nothing to brag about, but we were tied for first. And then the big
4-4. That's like if you're getting a 50 on a test, you're in trouble there, Michael.
Now, but hold on though. 50% in Vegas, and we were picking spreads. 4-4 is not bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking about education, right? So 50% is you got a big goose egg F, right? I mean, that's
50. If we would have failed the test.
That's right. We failed the test.
Vegas standards, they don't want you winning 50% of the time.
Oh yeah, I guess they don't.
No,
because then they're not winning, right?
Yeah. They want more T-bone losers, 3 and 5. That's what they want. Crowd's a little discombobulated too. They're a little late on our jokes.
A little bit late. Anyway, so we got T-Bone the loser back there in the background, everybody.
Yeah.
T-Bone the loser. So, but he's a winner in our book, no matter whether he's a loser or not today. So
that's right.
T-Bone's always a winner for us. But
I would go with you on the Tennessee win over Bama as the most exciting game, SEC game.
I feel like our audience is probably going to pick Georgia over Texas. Because I feel like that was a shocker. Right? When you look at that, right? I mean, we're both Tennessee people, right?
People could pick the Georgia over Texas. But I guess, too, when I think exciting, that game, Georgia pretty much owned it from start to finish.
It was not a close.
Yeah. In that aspect.
And we've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
I like close games, right? I don't want a blowout.
No. So as far as that's concerned, I think the UT-Alabama game was most exciting. It was close. Tennessee's defense intercepted kind of late, right?
A lot of penalties.
Yeah, was it?
Golly, it was like 20-something penalties, 27 penalties or something. They were talking bad about the penalties.
It could be because they were hyped up. You know, that's a big game.
Well, and it just, the way they were acting, did you watch that game?
No, I didn't get a chance. I followed on my phone, and I was, in the evening, I was at my daughter's softball tournament, and we do have several UT fans, Tennessee fans, the real UT fans.
The real UT.
Parents, and they were watching it, so I would go over and look at their phone while we were playing.
So did you get to see that fake injury?
I saw later in the week. That was ridiculous. The Alabama coach.
So the coach is pushing him onto the ground, telling him to fake an injury so that they could get more time for the refs to review. And that same thing happened in the Texas game.
They did. I didn't see that.
So the way it ended up working with the Texas game was it ended up being that in that Texas game we ended up facing off with water bottles.
Yes. Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't notice that ended up. You need to get this up here.
Yeah, it's
making a lot of noise here.
I'm telling you,
you're really stirred in the pot today. I don't know. I thought you got here early too and everything.
I know it, but we had a lot to do.
We did have a lot to do. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Anyway, so but that Texas game, I couldn't believe it. They're like throwing water bottles, and I think it went under the radar that the refs ended up overturning the.
Yeah, I heard them talking about it. I think that was ridiculous too that they overturned it.
Now, I mean, granted, Sark went out onto the field trying to stop the students from doing it.
Yeah, but
and they cleaned it up quick. But that looked a little shade.
Yeah, no, it did. It did.
And then there was some shadiness at the Tennessee game, and I was talking to Tom about this. He didn't realize when Tennessee made one of their big plays headed to the end zone, it was like a long down the field kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're racing down there to make the next play, and all of a sudden the Alabama players were standing over the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Again, I heard them talking about it.
Couldn't believe it. It's like, what are they doing? And the coach, the refs had to push them off of the ball.
Right.
To get the play to start.
Get it. Yeah.
It's like, what is going on? Like it's just all these stupid things that it's like, you know what? You can't win, so there you go. That's how you're going to act, I guess.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
Well, the cheats this past weekend didn't win.
Good. And they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
No.
They shouldn't. And, I'm starting to think that the refs are calling Texas like they call Alabama. They always call in favor of Alabama.
Yeah.
And, Alabama fans say it's the other way around, but I'm not convinced.
No. That's like Kentucky basketball. When I hear a Kentucky basketball fan complain about the refs, I want to just... It makes me want to throw up.
They call in favor of Kentucky all the time.
Yeah, Kentucky Duke basketball, they get
all the calls.
Call. Yeah, I don't want to... And
they're
Alabama
treated like the gods of basketball, and Alabama and Texas are treated like they're the gods of football.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, Texas no more.
Texas no more.
And I hope we'll get to that game later.
I'm going to be honest, though. One of the games that I really struggle with as my top game for the week, Florida, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
I don't think anybody expected it.
Didn't see that coming. Kentucky's been playing so well.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say so well. I think, looking back now, Georgia...
Am I going to change your mind again here?
Georgia was overlooking Kentucky. I think that's why Kentucky... Yeah, I don't think Kentucky...
You're not a fan of Kentucky football, huh?
Not after going to Vanderbilt, going up there and watching Vandy win, and then listening to the fans. Like, the fans, they could be calling for Stoops' head this year.
Kentucky beat Ole Miss. They were ranked 18 at the time.
Ole Miss ain't no good.
They almost beat Georgia, 13-12.
Yeah, and that's what I was referencing, though. And
then South Carolina, they got their butts whipped.
Yeah. I think Georgia overlooked Kentucky. And that's
so you think it was a Georgia? Georgia was the problem.
Mm-hmm. And anytime you play a good team, you will get up and try to play better. And so Kentucky was giving them all they got, but I think they're done. That quarterback is not seeing him live.
That was Vandergriff, and I saw this article the other day. They were just talking about how he got paid big NIL bucks. They paid him big NIL bucks to get him. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Could do
Bazinga.
The bazinga.
Yeah, that's more of a bazinga.
A bazinga.
Settle down, crowd. You're getting crazy.
But, the other side of that coin is, right, I think Florida's coach looking a little like he's got to do something now.
Yeah.
Right? He's kind of backed into a corner.
Does this help him any? That win?
Well, I mean, clearly it earned him another week.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Is it going to earn him? Is it going to earn him the job? I don't think so.
Do you think he's week to week? Like his job is week to week at this point?
You and I talked about the mid-season firing phenomena, and
I think this helps correct that. I think if he gets fired now, it'll be at the end of the year.
Gotcha. So you think this saved him for the whole season?
Unless they got a little, like you said, you heard Kiffin to Florida. If that's under the table, which they still would wait.
I don't see that happening, though.
I don't either. Well, you're the one that brought it up last week.
I mean, I know I brought it up, and I know it's like, and I've been seeing it over and over again. I'm still not sure if it's because of the Google algorithm or not.
I'm going to Billy Napier's hometown.
You're what?
This weekend, Cookville.
Billy Napier is from Cookeville?
Yeah, we talked about. You forgot. This is like 3 weeks ago.
I forgot this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's from Cookeville.
I totally forgot this. What are you going to Cookeville for?
Softball tournament. What else would I be going anywhere for? If I'm not going on vacation, I'm going to softball.
Always softball. Always.
I like turtles.
Always softball.
Yeah, that's
Always
right.
Softball.
So maybe I'll see Billy Napier this weekend.
Yeah.
Do they have a bye week? maybe he's gonna go home.
He's gonna go home and sulk a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he can come watch some. That's it.
But
This
that
is
was, I think, the
official
big
invitation. Hold on, I'm extending an invitation to Billy Napier. If y'all have a bye week, and we'll know here in a minute. But
Michael will take you out to lunch while he's in Cookeville.
I'm inviting you to come watch some top-notch softball in Cookeville.
Top-notch softball.
14U. Here we go. Fearless. We're coming after you. We're going for a tournament win in Cookeville. So Billy Napier, you're welcome to come watch some softball.
The big time win. He was a standout quarterback from Murray County High School. Murray County High School.
Oh, he was just born in Cookeville. So he went to high school in Georgia.
Yep.
Oh, well, he probably won't be in Cookeville.
He won't be coming back.
No.
He won't be coming back. But he may be leaving Florida with a record of 15-17. So annual salary is $7.1 million. I wonder what his buyout is. Probably like $20 million or something.
I wish I could get paid $7 million to go 15-17. That's a great deal.
That's a great deal. Who was it that I was shocked at? I know. So I was looking at some stuff online about this buyout stuff. And then that brought up Hugh Freeze. And they were talking about how Auburn has figured out the formula. Figured out the formula for buyouts.
Yeah,
that's their thing. Is they figured out they've got their Evil Incorporated at Auburn has figured out how to do buyouts, and apparently now they spread the buyout over the entire contract period.
Oh,
and I guess they've got like 3 buyouts that they just finished one of what's going to be 3 buyouts if they buy out Hugh Freeze.
Oh.
Because they've spread all these buyouts over so now they got buyouts overlapping each other.
Well,
they're like buyout happy.
Dooley got paid after he left Tennessee. I think it was Derek Dooley forever.
He got paid like a big lump sum, I thought, didn't he?
No, I think like 6 years later
spread out
they were
for forever.
Paying. Yeah, it was one of those. I think it was Derek Dooley. I'm sure any UT fan could tell me. Well, except for you, you're not a UT fan. I mean, you say you are.
Towns would know. No, Tom Luck would know.
Tom Luck, if he's watching.
Yeah. Chat in, Tom, if you know. But yeah, I mean, the buyout thing is just crazy. And you're buying them out in the middle of the season too, right? So if you're going to have to pay them, you might as well pay them for the rest of the season, because bringing somebody in mid-season or recruiting mid-season, I don't see that. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm missing something.
Okay, and I'll say back 10, 20 years ago, what you were saying probably mattered more. Now with the portal and NIL, I think it's easier.
It's a recruiting issue.
Yeah, it was. It's not as much so more now because people transfer like they're changing their underwear. Right?
Transfer like they're changing their underwear.
Yeah.
How often do you change your underwear?
I change mine well, I guess some people don't. I change mine at least once a day.
Once a day.
And some people may not think that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the average daily underwear change is.
I guess it depends on what you ate the day before.
You eat some of that ghost pepper salt.
We got to pass me the salt.
No,
so,
don't open this back up. That took us
I'm just going to show. I'm just going to show our audience the exciting salts. So, we talked about. So my wife and I talked about actually selling this.
Yeah.
So folks, I don't know. It's probably not close enough.
Is that the right camera?
It's changing.
Yeah.
It's changing.
Oh yeah, right there. There you go.
So those are flecks of Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper in there. So she takes the Carolina Reaper, slices it up, bakes it in the oven to dry it out. and then does a burr with salt.
Yeah.
And it turns into what we call Death Reaper salt.
Yeah, it smelled strong.
Oh, it's a kicker. It's a kicker.
Don't take a deep breath when you're sniffing that.
And apparently there's companies that make this stuff, and the people that actually make it in the factory are wearing full covered suits with the big huge mask thing so that they don't breathe.
I believe it. Yeah. And you want me to put that on my mashed potatoes?
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious.
Okay.
Hey, if we got any fans out there that really want some, we'll hook you up.
Got to make money somehow.
I was going to volunteer to give them a little bit. We got so many.
Oh, giveaway.
We got so many peppers, man.
There we go. If they can beat us this week in the picks, go on a survey and pick your picks.
We'll get you some hot pepper sauce, some Death Reaper salt.
Both of us. You got to beat both of us.
Yeah, you got to beat both of us.
We're good pickers, man.
Yeah, 50%. I guess that's better than Vegas.
Well, Vegas would
kick us out.
Scared of. Yeah, they'd be like, we got to watch those Rangers. So, do we want to move on to getting into
let's talk some actual games for this coming week, right? So we're looking at no out-of-conference games. So now this is, I guess this is a normal thing for this time of year.
Yeah.
Right now we're fully into but there's this double bye thing. Tennessee and Georgia are both off this week, which is kind of throwing me off. Like, I'm not used to this whole, hey, we're just going to have byes all the time. It's like, what the heck? But Tom was talking about how there's so many games now in the season.
Yeah. They're playing 12, and then if you make the playoffs, it's getting a lot.
It's getting to be a lot of games.
Give them some buys. Get the injuries, get guys rested up. I'm okay with
Give them some buys.
Yeah.
Give them some buys. Take them to Hawaii. Isn't that what you said? That was the Hawaii sound?
Yeah, that's Hawaii to me. That ain't no SquarePants buy or whatever. I don't know. I'm not hip with the kids' cartoons.
That's me. I'm as kids' cartoons you get. Oh, that reminds me. The kids gave me one of my trinkets back here.
Oh.
Is a G.I. Joe cartoon character, right? So.
Well, where's he at?
Oh, no, it's a she.
Oh, where's she at? Oh, I see her.
It's the Baroness.
Oregon Ducks fan? Is that an O on her chest?
No, that's the Cobra.
Man, you're holding it too.
Oh, you're going.
Cobra.
Michael's like, I gotta hold it 5 feet away from my face.
I can't. My eyes are 46 years. Well, they're probably 80 years old. Yeah, I can see it now. There you go.
Your eyes are double the age of your.
I thought it was when I looked back there, it looked like the Oregon O. That's why I said Oregon Ducks fan.
It's a blue outfit with an Oregon O.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, speaking of SEC football, that's enough of that craziness.
Childish talk.
G.I. Joe and SpongeBob SquarePants. That's why we are the circus. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so the game that we felt like maybe was the least important or exciting, or I don't know how you describe it. Mississippi State is at the bottom. That's probably the easiest way to describe it, right?
Yeah, who's watching this game unless you're just bored? Or Arkansas or Mississippi State fans?
And Arkansas is 4-3, right? And I can't remember when we look at who they beat. Are we even going to be able to see this?
Yeah.
So
they beat Tennessee. What are you talking about? You can't
look at who they beat. Yeah, I've forgotten that. I've been blocked. It's been blocked out of my mind.
But Auburn and UT, they lost to LSU and Texas A&M. Still not a bad schedule, and they lost in double overtime to Oklahoma State. So they're not a bad team.
But then when we look,
to be honest with you, I wish Vandy played
Where's the
them.
ones for Mississippi State? Are they not going to give it to? Oh, we have to switch it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to click there.
L. But look at this schedule though. Holy crap!
Yeah, I'll say
A&M, UGA, and Texas. Now this one,
Florida, yeah.
But Florida beat Kentucky by double digits.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough schedule right there.
But then you lose to Toledo.
Yeah.
Toledo.
Just because,
Toledo, lose to like the worst team in the country or something? Who was it? We were talking about this.
Western Kentucky beat them.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Maybe Toledo's good.
No,
and then Western beat them. And
so
Western may be decent.
Not so much. But anyway, so looking at this one, right? I mean, is there anything really we want to talk about here? Green's pretty good.
Yeah, if he can control his turnovers, he's turning out to be a decent quarterback, and he'll grow. And I think they beat Mississippi State.
What was the spread on this? 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
So if you're picking it with us on the show, right? So now's the time to pick for Arkansas, Mississippi State.
And it was 6.5, or did it say? I think it was 6.5.
Did it just start out?
Oh, yeah.
Start out at 7. It's working its way down towards Mississippi State, which is
a half a point difference may not seem like a lot, but now that it dropped to 6.5 and a touchdown will cover, I'll take Arkansas. Yeah. I'll say it seems like Mississippi State has played some of these good teams tough. So, I mean, they fight. I would,
but my gut tells me to go against you and pick the Bob Barker 1 point below and go 5.5. But
you don't have to pick. You just gotta say,
but I'm
cover or not cover. You're pigeonholing yourself when you go.
I love to pigeonhole. Anyway, I think I'm gonna join with you this time. So
it's probably smart.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very confident in Mississippi State. They suck.
And it may be a close. I mean, really, a touchdown.
I don't think it's gonna be close.
It's a close game.
I have nightmares of Arkansas beating Tennessee. So
yeah. I mean, when you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, they'll cover.
Yep.
So are you going to go ahead and pick, and I'll write mine and then enter my picks.
Oh
later.
Yeah, you don't want to do it on the phone because you're not tech savvy. You're going to put it in later whenever you can spend 5 hours putting it into the server.
For my defense, I'm going with you rushed me. You can't rush perfection, Jared. So that's what I'm going with. You can say what you want. Yeah. So. I mean, jot it down.
Jot it down. I've rushed perfection.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's your fault.
Okay, so we put our picks in. You need to go out to secfootballreview.com, click on the SEC Football Review Survey 1024-24, and pick your picks with us.
Yeah, please.
Please. We don't want to have to beat T-Bone over and over again every week. So, speaking of, where is T-Bone? Do we need to text him? Has he got something going on with the family tonight?
I don't know. I sent him. I let him know we were going live.
We don't have any call-ins lined up or anything tonight.
I know.
It's going to be a weird show. Okay, moving on. This one as well,
Yeah, is it this? I don't know. This should be one of the surveys. Which ones are you more excited about? Auburn, Kentucky, or Arkansas,
it's a tight
Mississippi State?
It's a tight spread on this one, right? I mean, we're talking about 2.5 spread. That's pretty tight.
All right. This could be important as far as coaches on the hot seat.
It is. You think Stoops is on the hot seat?
Man, the only reason I say that is when we went up there 2 weeks ago, the way the fans were talking in the stands.
They were not happy.
No. And I guess anytime you lose to Vandy, maybe you're not going to be happy. But, I mean, I was surprised by the way
as the season goes on, it's starting to look like losing to Vandy's not as bad as it used to be.
I wanted to say it that night to him. I was like, what do you...
I mean, Vandy just beat number one Alabama. You sitting here talking like, we're terrible because we lost to Vandy.
But I don't know if they just... Kentucky football, they're expecting more.
Hugh Freeze, he was big time at Liberty, right? Like he was taking Liberty all the way with undefeated seasons.
Yeah, but any good coach can take a lower team
and make them something.
Yeah,
other than Derek Mason.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So last Tuesday,
Derek, I was your biggest fan, man. But the truth is, it is what it is.
Yeah, and
Towns is picking UK going to win. Towns, be sure to go out there and put your survey data in there.
And listen to this. I want to. I don't think I brought it up last week. Maybe I did. Did I bring this up? So
Towns, I don't know what you brought up, so I can't tell you.
Speaking of Towns, he took his boy to a DCA game on Friday night, high school football. The next day we went to Kentucky.
Yeah, you were telling. Yep, Towns went to Kentucky.
Then on Sunday,
they went to the Titans too.
Yeah, on Sunday went to Titans game, and then on that following Tuesday they had fall break, and he took them to MTSU game.
Oh man!
And they actually won. They played Kennesaw State.
Look, he says, "Yes, sir." Kennesaw State.
Yeah, they're awful. They barely beat Kent State, who I think is the worst team in the country.
Yeah, I think you'd mentioned that before.
So, yeah, and Towns is a big
struggling for the bottom.
So we had
Was he a Derek Mason fan?
Oh yeah, we had a debate all the way to Kentucky, and even on the way home from that game, he wanted to bring up he thinks Derek Mason is good. And
so I guess he's thinking Derek Mason ain't gonna be in the hot seat.
Yeah. And he'll, if he's still listening, he'll probably say how I think Bobby Johnson's the best. And they just asked me who I thought, in my opinion, was...
You said Bobby Johnson's the best?
Who I thought were good Vandy coaches in my time. And I said Bobby Johnson. Well, who I thought. Bobby Johnson and Franklin.
Well, Franklin is a hands down.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't argue that
Bobby Johnson.
That's the wrong Bobby Johnson. Your Bobby Johnson is so not famous that he doesn't show
retired.
up on.
I think he's like mid-70s. He's older.
Bobby Johnson, football coach.
Yep. There he is. Looks like Steve Martin.
He does, with the white hair. He really does. You think he's the greatest, huh?
No, for Vandy at the time.
Oh, for Vandy. He was born in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yep.
Went to Clemson. There he is, ugly on the sidelines.
Yeah. He didn't have a great record, but he took them to their first bowl game in 24 or 5 years.
Then won it.
Yeah. I was there.
With an 89 on 102 record.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But he took Furman to at the time they were Division II, and he took them to the championship game.
He started coaching at Furman in 1976. He started coaching before I was born.
That sucker's old, dude. Oh, he's only 73. But when you say he started coaching, that seems old. Right?
It sounds old.
At least I'm glad you agree, man. I felt bad for calling him old.
He played at Clemson 69 to 72.
Good gosh.
Yeah.
He was a wide receiver. Wide receiver cornerback. I wonder if he played Iron Man, both sides of the ball.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
So to tell you how excited we are about Kentucky, whoever they're playing.
Busy talking about Bobby Johnson, huh? Robert Allen.
Yeah.
1951. I think he's the same age as my parents.
73.
He has a master's in education from Furman.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He's a good dude, I think. He got SEC Coach of the Year. Yeah, see, he won 2 championships, 2 Southern Conference.
D1 playoffs, huh?
Yeah.
3-3 in the tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting D1 plays differently than the big boys.
Yeah. But, so Towns says Derek Mason took Vandy to 2 bowls, but he did. He forgets to mention they lost both of them.
They did lose both of them.
So Bobby Johnson won his bowl game.
But I think didn't Franklin win his bowl games?
He won 2 of the 3.
I thought he did.
Yeah, he did. So UK Auburn.
Yeah, we need to not make this a Vandy show.
Yeah. What was the spread? We need to go ahead and pick.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about what the real numbers were when we talk about who they beat and who they ain't beat.
Oh.
Spread's 2.5 for Kentucky. So this is a pick'em game. This is not a...
Pretty much.
But I was trying to remember who all they... Like when we look at Auburn, Auburn's lost to everybody except for New Mexico.
They won twice. They haven't won a SEC game.
They haven't won an SEC game at all.
They're 2-5 overall.
And they beat another nobody that's not showing up here on the schedule. And then when we look at Kentucky, Kentucky did have that win against Ole Miss. And Ole Miss was thought to be somebody at the time.
I think on paper Kentucky should cover, but I think something's wrong. I think like players, there's something going on.
And that's why they're falling apart?
Yeah. Because you just lost to Vandy, then they go and get trounced by Florida.
It's almost like downward spiral kind of thing.
Yeah. On paper, I think like I'm kind of, I don't know, because Auburn ain't
because you don't know what's happening in the locker room.
Yeah, like it's hard to put your money on Auburn to win at Kentucky to cover, but I don't know.
So sound like you're talking about picking.
Nah, I'm not going to pick Auburn. I'll go with Kentucky, but I would not put any money on Kentucky. Yeah,
I'll pick Kentucky to cover.
You're going with me?
Golly, we're just going two of a kind here.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Town says if Bobby Johnson didn't have a MVP punter, they would have lost.
Hey, special teams is part of the team. It doesn't matter. That's true, but
special teams is the big boys.
Yeah. Special teams wins games, Jack.
It does. It really does. I think you look at that position game, man. That's a huge deal.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you got power
Field
defenses.
Position, yeah.
And Vandy's always been a big defense.
Yep.
Big defense team.
If you can flip the field.
Man, putting them like on their own one, you get safeties.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff.
You get turnover and the touch,
That's right. Big time stuff.
Recover a fumble in the end zone.
That's right. Got a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to another game that I'm not sure is relevant.
Yeah.
Oklahoma versus Ole Miss. There was big things about, Oklahoma and Texas are coming to the SEC. And it's crazy. What was that? What's that SEC thing that's sponsored by the bank? What's that little funny show that they do all the time? The SEC Shorts.
Shorts, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the SEC Shorts, it was either that or one of the other ones. And he's like the Oklahoma guy's like, please, I just want to go back to the Big 12 where I can beat up on people.
That's about the truth. Yeah, that deserves some kind of
Bazinga.
Yeah.
Bazinga.
Yeah. No. Well, like the first show when we had our record, nobody watching, first or second show.
Yeah, you were talking about this.
I just don't think Oklahoma. They were already kind of trending down the last year or two in Big 12, especially when was it Lincoln Riley that went to USC?
I mean, there's even hot seat rumors.
And so it's too early. With Oklahoma
fans ain't putting up with nothing, man.
Yeah,
I mean, they were expecting to get into the SEC and be leading the SEC,
then
not be worse than Vanderbilt.
Shame on them. They shouldn't have expected that. I could have told you that from watching football. It doesn't take a genius.
Brent Venables.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of stuff about him being bye-bye.
Well, the fans, that's their fault.
I'm trying to think if they've had hot seat lists put together yet. I haven't really seen any firm hot seat lists.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'll have to.
I mean, he's got a 2013 record, but that's prior SEC record.
What's it going to be?
What's it going to look like now that he's in the SEC with the big boys?
I think it would be next year.
Oh, he's 0-2 with bowls. Oh my goodness!
I think it'll be. That. I think he's fine this year. I think next year if he's 1-3, same deal. If he's doing the same thing this year and next year, by the end of next year he's gone. I don't think it's that hot.
Do you think they're going to give him another year?
Yeah, because they'll say, well, it was an adjustment jumping to the SEC and blah, blah, which I think would be right. And the fans should calm down because it ain't like you're going from Big 12 to the ACC. You went to the best conference in the country. So I don't know what they're expecting.
All Coast Conference.
Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, that's the fans' fault if they think they should have done better. Yeah. Or they should tune into this show and listen to an expert. I called this from day one. Ooh. Towns is taking OU into 20 points.
Oh, wow.
So he thinks they'll cover. I mean, that.
No, he's saying that Ole Miss ain't going to cover 20. And I mean, I can see that too, right? I'm trying to remember what the point spreads were on the recent Ole Miss games. I'm not talking about like the chump change games. I'm talking about the real games.
I would have said that until, you look at the last two games.
But they blew out South Carolina?
No, you're looking at Ole Miss.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about Oklahoma. Look what Oklahoma has done in the last two games.
They've gotten blown out.
I used to think their defense was good, but Texas scored.
You're saying that this is evidence that Oklahoma can't stop nobody.
Yeah, their before this past week when South Carolina put 35 on them.
It's like something broke off whenever they went and played Texas.
Yeah.
Something broke. Look at this.
Their wheel broke. That's what broke.
The wheel on the wagon?
Yeah. No, the wheel to carry on.
Oh, after they got beat the snot out of them by Texas.
Yeah. Took them behind the woodshed.
Behind the woodshed. That's a Reagan Lane phrase.
Yeah.
Reagan
Others have said it.
He says it all the time.
Well, shout out to Reagan.
Reagan's made that his trademark.
That's right. And then the same thing happened against South Carolina. And the South Carolina game was at home. Oklahoma was at home and got
the snot.
Yeah. I'm going to go against town. I'm going to pick Ole Miss to cover.
Wow.
Because technically Ole Miss still has something to play for.
What do they have to play for?
An outside shot at the playoffs. They're ranked 18th. If they win out, they can still make the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen, but...
Have you looked at the rest of their schedule recently?
No. But what I just say, I don't think it's going to happen.
Their wins against Furman, TSU, Wake Forest.
I haven't been
and they got... Well,
Georgia,
I don't know. Yeah. They've only got Georgia. Well, Arkansas, but, I mean, everybody else not really that... Maybe they do have a chance.
They still could lose to some... I think they could lose. I mean,
if they lose to UGA, though, that's 3 losses.
Yeah. Well, what did I just... I wish we could rewind live.
Can you 3 loss and get in?
No, I don't think so. But did you not hear me 15 seconds, 20 seconds now ago?
You're saying that, hey, if they win out.
They still have something to play for. And you said, well, they got to play for. I said an outside shot at the playoffs.
It's way outside.
And if they win, it's still something. So you're saying they got
hope?
No, I haven't.
You need to watch this.
Am I?
You're her. You're like, you still got hope.
I'm just in the poor little players' minds. Ole Miss thinks they still got a chance. I don't, but that means I think they'll cover.
But you think the Ole Miss players feel like they've got a chance?
They're still going to play hard.
They're going to bring it to the house.
And poor Oklahoma has no chance. So what do you think they're going to go out there and do?
Yeah, because they're done.
Yeah, I think so. I think Ole Miss covers. Could be wrong. I'm going to go ahead and write it down for me. I don't know. You can pick whatever you want. This is where we might separate right here.
You think Ole Miss covers 20? I'm going to say not cover. We're going to separate. We're going to stop holding hands.
Yeah, I tell you, just looking at this, I don't like my trend here. I've picked Vegas. I like it though because they're probably I picked the last 3 games, all the favorites to cover. I don't think that's going to happen. 3 covers in a row. That makes me nervous.
Well, I'll break off of that, and then you can feel better about your life.
So you'll beat me in the picks?
I guess, if that's even how that works.
Well, we tied.
We tied last week. I think that we tied because of differences, though.
Anyway, no, we didn't pick. I think like the first 4 games
we didn't pick the exact same.
No, but then we got different towards the end.
So something was stirred up different.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to games that are more exciting to talk about, namely this one.
Now we're getting a little excited
because we're talking about they're calling a spread of 18.5. Now, I went to that Vandy game last week.
Yes, that's right. So
I went to that game, and I've got to admit, if Pavia gets hurt, they ain't got a chance.
I would agree.
Pavia is the whole freaking team.
Yes.
And I'm trying to remember what the data was, but it seemed like I saw that the number 1 passer and the number 1 rusher was Pavia.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was like by a long shot.
I think he's done that a couple times. Of course, he's going to have the most passing yards. He's the starting.
He's the quarterback.
But yeah, I think.
But also the most rushing yards.
He's done that a couple.
89 yards rushing, if I remember correctly. So
yeah,
and those players that he's passing to, he's putting that ball spot on right where it needs to be, and they can't figure out a way to catch it.
Did they drop?
There was so many drops.
Okay, well, at Kentucky they caught it.
Like he was putting it right in the hands.
So the receivers had it back.
And the receivers were just not making it happen.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like they had to try to make it happen. I'm talking they just got to catch the ball. Like this isn't.
Well, I would say that's an anomaly. Does that fit?
I don't know if that's an anomaly.
Because it hasn't been that way this year.
It was that way against Georgia State.
I did watch that game. I was mad. No, did they drop passes? I can't remember.
It was a mess.
Now, Pavia just couldn't run against Georgia State. They stuffed him.
Oh, did you and I talk about how Georgia State is one of the largest schools in the country?
Yes, we did.
Did we talk about that in the show?
No, I think it was afterwards last week.
That was a shocker.
We enjoyed the show so much. We hung out and
talked a little bit, but last week we were talking about it. We couldn't believe it. Georgia State is actually one of the top 10 schools in the country.
Enrollment.
In enrollment.
It was like 53,000?
53,000. I think you got that spot on the money. And, you like Vandy and Tennessee are like in the 20s and 30s.
Oh, Vandy's probably got 11,000. They're low.
Or no, I'm thinking MTSU and Tennessee were in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, Vandy's small.
And I look at MTSU and UT, I think they're big schools.
I think they're big
enrollment-wise, I
think they're big schools. And I said, man, 50,000 students, that's a lot of students.
It is. Yeah, because we went in a deep dive of the history of Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I started going down a rabbit hole or something.
They were some kind of like, was it a girl? No, it wasn't a girl. I don't know. It was crazy. It was interesting.
I got to get my family to stop playing on their video games because we're losing our stream here.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Slowing us down.
Yep.
But anywho, Texas, Vandy, you got, this opened at 19, is down to 18.5, and I'll say it's still at 18.5. I'm going to take Vandy in the points. I think that's a lot of points. And I actually put a bet on this probably 3 days ago. I was surprised that it was that amount of points. Because Vandy so far in their 2 losses, they have lost by a total of 7 points. They're 8 points. Did you know this? They're 8 points from being undefeated.
Vandy is?
Yeah. Lost by 3 to Missouri and 4 to Georgia State.
I've always kind of felt like that was Vandy's MO, though.
Yeah. All their games have been close. So
and I'm talking about like going back way before, like prior eras. Like it's always kind of felt like that's the Vandy way.
No, it has been,
and I don't know why. And like this past weekend.
Yeah,
we're talking about Ball State. I mean, and I'm not. Every team.
I don't think Ball State's that great.
But Ball State's not like one of the top of the country.
But here's what I think. Vandy was overlooking. They were looking forward to this game.
Well, and was it you who was talking to me about how that they felt like that they were trying to take it easy on Pavia at the beginning of the game so that he didn't get hurt?
No, but I could see that.
I bet it was Tom.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about that. And they're like, that's because they're trying not to get Pavia hurt.
Yeah. So I take, and Towns is still hanging in there listening and chatting. He says Vandy in the points all day, even if Bobby Johnson was the quarterback.
We got some other viewers out there. Come on and join us in the chat here. We'd love to hear a little bit more.
Yeah.
Vandy in the points all day, even if Bobby Johnson was quarterback. Huh?
I just read that. Are you even listening to me?
I was just catching up with what you just said. I was catching up with what I was like, what are you talking about, man?
What buzzer you? We got to get a boo. Why hadn't you equip me with a boo button?
I got to find a boo button.
I would boo you probably the whole show. I would just hold the button down the whole time. Boo. So, all right, after watching Vandy
so you're
last
going to take
week,
Vandy and the points.
Yes, I'm on board. Towns, I'm on board. Towns is going to the game, I think.
Well, you know what? I've got my Vandy flag out front. I know you can't see it because you get here and it's dark.
Yeah.
But I'm saying...
You saw my vision.
I'm going to call Vandy wins. I'm going to call Vandy wins.
Ooh-wee.
I'm going to call Vandy wins. I think Texas is going to go into this thinking they're going to beat them.
Well, And I'm going to that leads me to this. I jotted down my notes.
So that classifies it, just so that I understand, that classifies as a not cover, correct?
Yeah, because
the cover would be Texas winning by more than 18.5.
Yep, that's right. I'm a no cover too.
Okay. So folks, go out there. Don't forget secfootballreview.com. Click on the little audience surveys link in the link tree, and it'll take you straight over to the survey to complete it online. So complete it online. We need folks more than T-Bone to. You need to text T-Bone and find out why he's not stirring the pot in the chat.
I know
what's going on today.
I don't either.
He's probably got something going on with kids or something.
So also, and I was going to bring up this point when I was doing some show prep this week and watching parts of the last show. You made a statement, and you're sticking with it whether you remember or not. But when we were talking Vandy and Ball State, you were talking about going to the game last week. You said, and I wrote it down, you said, I'm taking Vandy to cover the rest of the year. I didn't know you said it either until I saw it.
Well, I guess I am.
Yeah. And you just picked them to outright win, so you're staying true to I have no doubt that you did not remember saying that.
I'm sure I didn't remember, no.
You did, and I made clear.
That's a bold statement, too.
Yes. The rest of the year, you said they're going to cover, because they're playing some tougher teams.
They're playing good ball, though.
Yeah.
When they want to.
Right.
When they want to. And I felt like in that game, they were like, oh, yeah, we're just out here having fun. We're not trying to play. My wife says, oh, I feel like we're at a high school football game. I'm like, high school football game? This is like Vandy in the SEC. But we had good tickets. Like, we were like 5 rows up from the field.
Okay.
It was crazy good tickets. I didn't realize how good they were. And, I mean, you look at those players, and I realize how old I am or how young they are, one or the other. Like, they all look like they were in high school.
Oh, they're kids. When we watched them come out and get on the bus after the Kentucky game 2 weeks ago, just looking at them, I was like...
These are little kids.
Well, and you go, and technically, I was like, I can be your dad. Because... Guess other than me and
Towns just got off the line for that one.
Oh, they're not gonna make it. Oh, he's got his boy plays baseball, travel baseball. They're like,
man, y'all put baseball and softball, man. That's
I mean,
y'all are all in.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was looking at the parents, like the kids would come out.
They look younger than you.
Yeah, I was like, they're my age or younger for sure. Yeah. And did I tell you
we're just old, dude. We're old.
Kentucky fan asked me, I went with Towns and another guy, Chase. And he didn't tell me till we got in the truck that night, but Chase said, yeah, you know that one Kentucky fan I was talking to? I said, yeah. He goes, he asked me if you were my dad. I said, kiss my butt.
It's all that white hair, bro.
He's 41.
It's all that white hair.
He's 41, and they thought I was his dad. Like, I'm glad. I hope Kentucky loses every game for that guy. That's what he gets. Hit some laugh, the audience.
You got to hit the second laugh, something like that one. There you go.
There we go.
That's the best. See, that's the local laugh.
The what laugh?
The local laugh, like if you're in like a small comedy show.
Oh yeah, that does sound like. I mean,
instead of like a crowd laugh.
You keep denying that we have people in studio. I'm tired of you lying to the viewers. Yeah. So, yeah. You pick them outright to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them to win. That's a crazy pick, I know, but I'm going to do it anyway.
They beat Alabama, so it's not that crazy.
Speaking of...
Is that where see, I know how to segue.
Yep. Speaking of. Okay, so segue. Now this is the team that I think has been overrated all year.
I love to hear you talk about this team.
Missouri just gets my goat. And I think it's because they play absolutely nobody, if I remember correctly. I mean, they talk like Brady Cook is God's gift to football.
He has a pretty good touchdown to interception ratio, though. 7-1? I'll take it all day from my quarterback. You know who has one just like that?
Who?
Pavia. He's only thrown one interception all year.
Wow.
Yep.
He threw one last game, I thought.
No, you weren't watching, right? Did he throw one at Ball State?
I thought he did.
Well, we might have to look that up.
We have to look that up.
I think you're wrong. But anywho.
Okay, so when we look at Missouri, though, right, we got Boston College, Vandy, which was a 2 overtime win. Texas A&M, which was a blowout loss.
That's their only loss at this time. But
and then they played Auburn. So now you tell me, out of all those games, what is the indicator for them? Nothing. There ain't nothing to indicate how good they are. Did they play an out-of-conference game, too? I hate going. I always go off on this. I need to just let them go. I just need to let it go.
I tell you what makes.
I'm sorry, but blowouts against who's this? Murray
State. Yeah.
And then who are the Buffs?
Buffalo. They're in the MAC. They're not good.
We've had this conversation already. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not impressed. We're going to find out how crappy they really are when they get the snot beat out of them by Bama.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a shocker and Oklahoma's going to beat them. Ooh. And then there's going to be another shocker and South Carolina's going to beat them. And then they're going to get to Mississippi State and they're going to barely win. And Eli Drinkowitz is going to go, oh boy, I'm going to lose my job. And then they're going to beat Arkansas.
I love it.
Old Drinkowitz.
Here's what
go get you a drink, Drinkowitz.
Here's what I like to think too.
I mean, this is going to be a big game. Look at this. They're putting it on ABC, bro. This is the 2:30 ABC game.
Yeah, I like to think of you.
Bama's just going to beat the living snot out of them.
I like to think of you as a.
I'm not a huge Bama fan, but man.
You gotta listen to what.
Okay, go ahead.
I like to think of you homeless in Columbia, Missouri, where Missouri is, and the whole team and the coach walk by you and they offer you $1 and you turn every one of them down. That's how
probably true.
I like to think that's
maybe
what
they
you
offer
would
me
do.
100 and I'd still turn them down.
Yeah, you would be like, no, you stink. I'm not taking your money.
I'm gonna pick Bama to cover by a lot. I'm not gonna pick the Bob Barker on this one. I'm gonna say Bama by 50. Oh yeah. This goes back to my boy.
Yeah,
Vols by 50. The hype of them.
I can't quit thinking about you turning every one of them down. I mean, it'd get you back in an apartment and you turn the whole team down, giving you money.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll stay homeless before I take your money.
That's right.
You can't play football.
You can't play football.
Oh, okay. Towns says Bama doesn't cover, but they do win.
Bama doesn't cover. Man,
which
Towns has got a thing for Missouri.
Well, I don't know.
Let me say you got a thing for Missouri. Here we go.
No. Let's get ready to rumble. No, I don't. You're probably gonna think
you gonna give Missouri a little heart.
No, I'm afraid to give you my opinion because I'm not taking up for Missouri. It's more.
Now it's gonna sound like you are.
It's more. I'm not sure about Alabama. How about that?
Yeah, and that could be true.
It's more. It's not you. It's me. That's why we're breaking up.
But so Bama's 5-2, right? But their 2 losses.
Tennessee and Vandy. Don't even have to look. The state of Tennessee, they can't play. MTSU
I was just
might
trying
beat
to
Alabama.
think.
No, I don't believe
But they beat Georgia, right? So there's something there.
Yeah.
It's not like they're terrible, right? So
no.
I mean, this is like musical chairs, right? So Bama.
Well, that goes back to the parity. We've talked about this in the SEC.
I mean, it's making for great football. I'm not saying that it's not.
It is.
But it's going to be a mess when we get to the end of the season. There's going to be a lot of analysis that's going into who's going to play in the SEC championship because this ain't East versus West no more. And this ain't, hey, you got 1 or 2 wins against the team in your side of the conference. Like, there's all over the conference, and there's a lot of these teams aren't even playing each other that are going to have great win schedules because they didn't play nobody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, if Missouri wins, they're still like, they have 1 loss.
They're still in it.
Yeah. And then there's only 2 undefeated teams, and we'll get to that game here in a minute. But their
1 loss is to A&M.
Yeah.
Like
Missouri's closer still in the SEC championship than Alabama is because Alabama has 2 losses. But I think Alabama wins.
And then now they're going to have 2 losses.
And
they're going to be the same as Alabama. And Alabama's going to have the trump card.
Yeah. Well, I think Missouri loses down the road. I don't think they're...
Oh, you're going to jump on the J-Rod wagon.
Yeah,
now,
no.
huh?
In the end, yeah. I just don't know if Alabama covers. I'm not saying Missouri's going to win.
Oh, so your debate is about the cover.
Yeah. It's totally covers.
I'm going to say the cover. So I'm going to go and make my pick right now.
Yeah, you did.
Go out and make your pick, folks. I'm always going to pick against Missouri every time.
Yeah.
Bama by 50, baby.
So now...
And I hate Bama, but I'm going to go Bama by 50. This is how much I don't like Missouri. Why have I got this animosity towards Missouri?
Have you ever been to Missouri?
Never even been to Missouri.
Like the state in general?
Never seen a Missouri game because we didn't play Missouri back when I was in school in Tennessee.
Well, what about just in general? Have you set foot in the state?
Eli Drinkwitz and the whole deal where they're like, hey, Brady Cook is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and Missouri's so good. And like when you watch them play, you just go, they're not that good.
It's like they overhype.
And the overhype is what really gets my goat. I hate it when they do that. I hate it when they overhype.
This game will be fun to watch.
Did you just do a bat?
Hey, it was a goat. You said it gets your goat. There's a goat in the audience out there.
Go and hit it. Hit the orange. Hit the orange. Hit the orange.
No.
I thought that was funny.
I know, but
the audience didn't think it was funny.
They're way late on that. They're way late. I need a boo and a goat sound.
You know, considering that Towns is our only viewer. No, we got one other viewer. I don't know who the other viewer is.
No, there's been some viewers out there. They just hadn't chatted.
This is like one of the best shows we've had.
You know? Now, last week we had like 8 people chime in.
I know it. That's because T-Bone was stirring the pot.
Oh, he was shaking the trees. He ain't out there shaking the trees.
He ain't out there. You got to find out where T-Bone's at. Oh, Towns is saying Bama with a win, but does not cover. Isn't that what you just said? I think you guys are on the same page.
About time
here.
you remembered. Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
You read it and took advice from Towns. Is that what you did? Oh,
no,
I got you.
I just agreed with it. I just agree with it. And it's rare that me and Towns agree because we have argued about Derek Mason being a good...
Oh, he loves Derek Mason.
Oh, he does.
We just talked about that.
And I got to look to see. They're not doing it.
They've lost every game, I thought.
No, they've won... Well, they beat Kennesaw State.
Well, Towns can tell us.
So here's his wins. You tell me if these are good wins. Kennesaw State and Tennessee Tech. And they played Wednesday against some Jacksonville State. I don't know.
I mean, Tennessee Tech is the equivalent of Gladeville Middle.
Probably.
Like we could go over there. I could go to graduate school over there and go over and walk on to the Tennessee Tech football team.
Yeah. I don't know. Gladeville only had 2 losses this year.
If I walked onto the Tennessee Tech football team, would that make me the oldest NCAA football player?
You know, I'm going to say no. There was, like we got it pulled up right. I'm pointing like, no, right there. There's a story on the oldest guy. I'm going to say he's 51 maybe.
So he'd have me beat 59.
59.
Mike Flint. Before Tom Thompson broke the record in 2009, Mike Flint was known as the oldest NCAA collegiate football player in history at 59.
It couldn't have been division. Was he a kicker?
I'm looking.
29 years old this year, 2024.
29 is the current.
Current, yeah.
But past was 59. Where was that? I can't even find it in the article now.
Yeah, they got you on clickbait.
They sure did, didn't they?
Yep. Oh, there's... Oh,
52.
Here it is.
They got a list.
55, yeah.
The number 5 was 52 years old. Number 4 was 55. Number 3 was 59.
And it says the year
2
they
was
played.
61.
My gosh.
And he went to
He
Austin College in Texas as a kicker. And then Alan Moore, 61, Faulkner University, Alabama. A kicker. Both of them were kickers.
In 2011, he played.
These are all... Well, this guy's a linebacker. Mike Flint was a Holy crap.
So he played like...
A 59-year-old linebacker playing in the NCAA.
Got that old man strength.
Dude.
I bet he could hit. I bet he... Even though he's 59...
You playing against him, you sit there going, oh, I don't want to break this guy.
I bet He probably hit you hard, and then he was like, I shouldn't have hit that. I'm hurting.
Then
he was immediately sore. He's like, I shouldn't have done that.
He's like pulling the Shaq. I need to have my icy hot.
He's like, I'll come out. I'll sit this next play out. He's good for 2 good hard hits, and then he's like, I got to come out, coach.
I'm out. Okay, so I don't even know how we ran down that rabbit hole, but
you love Missouri. That's how we did it.
So
you pick Alabama to cover. I don't think I ever picked. I'm going to say, because they're struggling. Alabama is struggling. They're on the struggle bus.
So you're going to pick Alabama to win, but not cover.
I'm going to say a no cover.
You and Towns. Yeah, you already said that.
Yeah, but it will be interesting to see how Alabama responds. I want to say I'm kind of on board with you. I'm a little more hesitant, though. I'd like to think they're going to blow them out.
I feel like Alabama's got to have something to prove now.
Maybe a redemption game.
And DeBoers is is feeling the pressure, right? So, and they were saying that he was feeling the pressure before from their previous loss, and he was starting to get hot with the players. And he had been real laid back, and now he's getting hardcore.
Did you see in the UT game where the Alabama did that quarterback sneak and the 2 receivers did like they were shooting a jump shot? Like they wasn't even part of the play. They just stepped back and like they were shooting a basketball. It was a quarterback sneak. I don't know if it was 4th down or...
I'm going to have to go back and watch. I recorded that game.
Because they got some... I saw a video of the press conference and they were asking one of the coaches...
Was it 2 wide receivers that did that?
Mm-hmm. And they asked them, they were like, do y'all coach... did y'all want them to do that or did you get on to them? And he said everything that they do on the field, they're coached to do. So they admit
they're coached.
Now, was he covering up for the players to take any heat off of them?
That's weird as all get out.
I would have said no. We made them run till they throw
acting like a jump shot.
Mm-hmm. You need to see.
Yeah, it's time to run. They need to be throwing up.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
Like it needs to be professional. You need to be showing up. That's the other thing. Like you watch these quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. It's a quarterback play where you're where they're handing it off to the running back, and they're supposed to be faking it, but they don't really try to fake it. Like if they would try to fake it more, it would be so much more effective.
Well, you know who the kings of after the handoff of faking a play were?
Who?
In my all my days of watching football, Peyton Manning and Brett Favre.
Yep.
After they handed it off, they would act like they were throwing, they would fake.
Yep.
They always did something. And they didn't even have the ball.
Towns says walking on at 50 is like serving in the military in your 30s. Yes, Towns, I'm that stupid.
Back.
I'm that stupid, Towns. I am that stupid. I am.
Bazinga.
Hey.
He's saying, Jared, go do that just so you can say, hey, that's just as dumb as the other stuff you've done.
Dude, that's a loyal listener. He remembered from last week's conversation.
Well, listener, long time listener. What is it? First time caller, long time listener.
Yeah, long time first time.
What did Trey say? Is that what he said last time?
Well, 2 weeks ago he said long time first time. Last week he said long time second time. I was hoping he'd call in this week and say long time third time.
Oh boy.
But yeah.
I don't know where we were now. Towns threw me off on that one.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Hey, the crowd likes that.
Towns got an applause.
Yeah.
You get some audience laughter and applause there, Towns. Good job.
That's very funny, though. That's a dig at you, man. He just threw a left hook on you.
It's okay. I can handle it. I'm a big
boy.
Or
jab, I should say. No,
I survived military training at 35. I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
That was good, Towns. I like that one. So...
Okay, so you're picking Bama?
No cover. I don't think they cover 17 because I still think they got issues.
Folks, don't forget secfootballreview.com. Simply click on the link at the bottom of the link tree and make some picks with us. We need more folks participating in the survey. Uh-oh, did I hit something wrong? I hit something wrong. There we go. More folks participate in the survey. Just go to the link tree, click on the bottom link, and join with us. Last pick of the night. This is the one that you and I were doing show prep, and I was thrown off, and you were like, Jared, this is how Vegas works. And so when we look at this, like, they're off. Like, what in the world?
So it opened at 3 points, and it's come off the board. which means now you can't place a bet. And I knew what off meant, that they took it off the board, but I forgot reasons why. And it could be if some major development happened. Let's say an injury, one of the starting quarterbacks got hurt.
And now all of a sudden the spreads are not even close.
Yeah, like one of their major key players or two key players or something like that. Now, I did read to see what might have happened, but I didn't see anything. I did see, it looked like Texas A&M had several players that are going to be out. I want to say like 6 or 7. Now, I don't know if they were starters.
Big time contributors.
I don't know why it's come off, this particular game. But typically it's because of a big injury or something.
Anybody in that audience out there, give us some feedback. We'd love to know if you know.
Any LSU or Texas A&M fans.
Yeah, I'm not either one really. We tried to get folks to call in on every game. Back in the day we had a lot of that back when we had 4.
Yeah, that's a lot though.
It is a lot.
Although,
it's a lot of fun.
I wouldn't mind the call today. Trey, he did ask if he was supposed to call. I told him he could if he wanted.
You told him he's in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I wish he'd see,
Yeah, he's in trouble. That's why
what a big loser he is back there on the board. Which I don't know. Yeah.
Trey, you're not a loser in my book, buddy.
Don't give him. He came on here 2 weeks ago challenging milk challenge. No, we can't give him crap. You can't come on this show making bets and then not follow up. Yeah. And then not follow. He should at least drink a half a gallon. I still think so.
This ain't no circus, bro.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Maybe it is a circus.
Yeah.
Maybe he does need to come in here and drink a half a gallon of milk.
Or give him some of that salt.
Oh, yeah.
Make him take a spoonful of
just a little bit.
Could you eat a spoonful? Make him take a spoonful?
Like my son took a drop.
And then,
like a drop. I'm not talking about wasn't even a full-blown.
So what if you just
he did a drop and it was like he was crying.
Yeah.
Now this is, once you mix it with the salt, it's a little bit diluted, so it's not as much kick. But the original Carolina Reaper pepper, oh my gosh. Like I took a bite of one, like a nibble, a little bitty nibble, and I was basically, I couldn't handle it.
Look,
it's like that show Hot Wings.
Yes. Yeah. They have all the celebrities and stuff come on there. Yep. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. I was with...
Has Nate been invited to Hot Wings yet?
No.
You need to ask him if he's going to go on Hot Wings.
No, but I do know, I think, no, that's something else. Never mind. No.
Oh, speaking of, had a friend of mine that said, oh, wait a second, he's friends with Nate. You think Nate will give me an autograph? I'm like, I don't think Michael can get you an autograph, but
yeah. No, yeah, we'll go with no. I can't.
I'm gonna go with no. Yeah, no on that one. So, but if you go to a Nate show
could,
and get you a VIP pass,
yeah. It was like their hottest. I don't know what it was called, what pepper it was, but it was a sauce they had made.
Was it the atom bomb or something like that?
Yeah.
The show?
He said, "Can I try a sample?" And they said, "Yeah, but you have to sign a waiver." He had to sign a waiver to get a sample of it. And he ended up buying. He bought a pint of milk. He ate it. He tried it, and was about to go and say. He said, "I'll pay you in a second." He went over to the cooler and grabbed out a pint of milk and just started chugging it. It was that.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
And he's a hot person.
I said I would not have if I got to sign a waiver. I'm not trying it.
Yeah, but part of the waiver is the marketing, right? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not so sure about this one though. The anal apocalypse.
Yeah, no.
See, and this one is a Hot Ones. This is one of the Hot Ones sauces.
Yeah,
and this is also a Hot Ones bottled the bomb.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for these hot sauces anymore. My little tummy doesn't like it.
The Hellfire. That's the Hellfire.
Yeah. I don't want none of that. So, getting back to the game, Towns says he would put a House Calls Pizza gift card on LSU on a straight-up win.
Oh, wow.
Well, they were favored, too. Oh, no, they actually weren't. Ooh, I would almost take that bet.
I wonder if that's why it went off.
Because Towns wanted to bet a House Calls Pizza.
Right. That's right. House Calls Pizza. What? Is House Calls Pizza still in business over there in Gladeville?
Yep. And I occasionally will order, and they'll deliver to my house.
I remember when House Calls Pizza used to be over in Mount Juliet there, too.
I delivered pizzas for House Calls.
Did you really?
2.5 years.
Michael Claymaker, the pizza delivery guy.
One of my most fun jobs, I don't know my correct English here. My most funnest job I ever had was that. I loved it. It was so fun delivering pizzas.
Interesting.
You know what one of a tip was one time?
What?
It was a kiss.
No.
Yeah.
Man, I should have been delivering pizzas. Man, I screwed up.
Yeah, there was all kinds of fun stuff. The Alabama-Tennessee game, man, I delivered to this house, this trailer. This guy was hammered. I'm 16 delivering the pizza. He's like, you want to come in or what? Like he's stumbling. You want to come watch the game a little while? I'm like, no, I got more pizza.
I think I'm good there, buddy.
It was fun. But back in those days, I wasn't ever scared like of getting robbed. I think
that was
nowadays
pre-internet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Internet kind of opened our eyes to a lot of things.
Like 1994.
Yep.
It was before, junior year.
Tennessee was a little bit different
senior
back
year.
then too, though.
Yeah, and Mount Juliet was nowhere.
Mount Juliet was a pretty good place to be. It wasn't big,
small town. I probably knew the guy somehow. I didn't recognize
him. Or knew one of his friends.
Yeah. And he was an older guy. Well, I say older. He probably was 40 at the time. He wasn't that old. But
Mount Juliet's turned into a major metropolitan now.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the same place.
Back to the game here. LSU.
House Calls Pizza.
Yeah, you know what? Is it okay on air to take a bet with a...
I may have to go to House Calls Pizza and get me a pizza.
Why don't you take the bet with Towns? He's taking LSU to win straight up.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take A&M.
And Towns, if you lose, I'll get a gift card from you and give it to Jared at our next show.
Or we could just all bring pizza in the studio on a Thursday night.
Yeah. House calls. It has to be house calls. I could bring it from the house.
Who was it that owned House Calls?
Can we say names? I know it.
I mean, we're on YouTube. I mean, I guess
Eddie Kirkus.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie don't own it no more though. He sold it.
No. Mm-mm.
I miss Eddie. Eddie was a funny guy.
Yeah.
House Calls culture was a unique thing too.
Oh man, we wore scrubs as our uniform.
Yeah, it was a unique thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
No, they were comfortable. I liked wearing them. They were real comfortable to wear.
It seemed like they had sirens and stuff too, or something.
At one time, they had almost a Ghostbusters looking station wagon, but it was like an old ambulance. It had. Yeah, but which was years ago. It was before I worked there. It wasn't running then.
Eddie was great. Eddie was hilarious.
Yeah, it was a great place. But I tell you, it ruined me, like the dough and being around it so much.
It ruined you on pizza, huh?
Well, nah, like too much bread, too much dough. Like
just too much. You gain 15, 30 pounds?
No, to this day, like a sandwich, I'll take the outside
you're
crust
anti-bread
off.
now because of it.
I don't like to eat too much bread. Basically, I want the bread on my hamburger just somewhere where I can place my fingers. And that's it. Just a placeholder.
Wow, so it really scarred you for life.
Mm-hmm.
House Calls Pizza scarring Michael for life.
Yeah. So number 8 against number 4. We have not talked about this game.
So I'm gonna be picking A&M now.
Yeah. This has a lot. All right. Also,
so that means I'm picking A&M to cover.
Yes. 3 points.
Yep.
But in your bet with Towns, all they got to do is win. A&M wins by 1, you win a pizza. So
you know what's going to happen is we're going to all get a pizza, and it's just going to be who's paying for the pizza.
Yeah. No, we're going to say Towns had to pay for it. Yeah, it's a bet. That's what bets are.
That's the whole point.
You got to pay the piper or whatever.
Pay the piper. Okay. All of our audience needs to make sure they fill out their survey. Yeah. I'm going to remind them again. Go to secfootballreview.com. Click on the SEC Football Review 10/24/24 and complete your survey today.
And that last game's huge. They're both undefeated in the SEC.
This has got big ramifications for. I mean, we really should have been talking about this a lot more.
Yeah, I know. We talked pizza and
because I think
peppers and
this 3-0 and 4-0 in the conference. They're the only two teams that are undefeated in the conference right now. Is that correct?
If Texas A&M wins, I won't say it guarantees them a spot in 1 or 2 in the championship game, but it comes awful close.
I can't remember what the rest of their season looks like. They've played Florida, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi State.
If they get to 5-0 and
man, see, they blew Missouri out.
Yeah. If Texas A&M wins this, they get to 5-0. If they go 2-1 the last 3 SEC games, they're one of the top 2 teams.
And Notre Dame is still ranked, aren't they?
I believe so.
So they got
who do they have left?
South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, and then they close out with Texas.
So if they win this, they beat South Carolina and Auburn and lose to Texas. They're still, I think, one of the top 2 teams in the SEC.
So it would be Texas A&M and Texas? Texas lost to Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's got 1 loss. Season goes. That's
I told you, I'm anchored down, baby.
But right now, they're still. I don't know who the top 2 is going to be.
Anchor down to the house, baby. Anchor down to the house.
It's still a jumble of who could be who the top 2.
Okay, here's a bold statement. You ready for a bold statement?
You don't mean it.
Texas A&M versus Vandy in the SEC Championship.
Would be awesome.
How crazy would that be?
Because it's safe.
And then you'd be guaranteeing a 3rd spot coming into the playoffs, right?
3 SEC teams.
It'd be 3 SEC teams. Yeah. It'd be Texas A&M and Vandy. And then
if Vandy makes the top 2, they're in the playoff. Anybody that makes the top 2 in the SEC is in the playoff, right?
I'm trying to think who Vandy would have to beat, right? We were just talking about this. They don't have an easy schedule. Let's see here.
Tennessee, they'd have to beat Texas this week.
Shoot. I'm trying to find there it is.
Yeah. You're talking Tennessee, Texas, South Carolina, I believe, LSU, and Auburn. Man, they still got 3 top 10 teams.
They got 3 tough games to play.
So
but they beat number 1
at the time, yeah. So
Alabama's not going to be looking like number 1 by the time it's all said and done.
No, that's starting to look like. I don't know. It's still a great win to me, so I'll take it. But yeah, still.
I think Vandy could beat South Carolina and LSU.
And Auburn.
I think that was a gimme.
Oh, you think that's See, you're a little more optimistic. I think Auburn and South Carolina can be wins, and the other 3 if they lost.
You think LSU can't be a win? You think LSU can win?
I don't know.
We'll find out this weekend.
Honestly, they could be.
Because you and I talked about this. Like, is LSU really had any real wins?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, really,
I'm gonna be watching this game.
Vandy.
I don't usually care about LSU and Texas A&M. But I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be watching this one.
Texas A&M wins this. I'll go ahead and lock them in as a winner. They're going to be in the SEC championship.
Golly, look at Nussmeier's yards.
Good gracious!
Holy crap! 2,200. That's like the special number too.
Throw it around the field.
He's wearing it out.
But A&M has a good defense.
6 interceptions and 18 touchdowns.
That's a 3-to-1. That's a good ratio. 3 touchdowns for every interception thrown. I'd take that too.
And then in Texas,
yeah, he's in the negative.
Is he? But he's not. Don't they have another quarterback they've been playing?
No,
he's it.
He's the main one. What Texas A&M has is a good running game. They can run the ball.
Did I pick Texas A&M to win this?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to lose this bet.
Oh, you're going to owe Towns pizza.
I'm going to lose this bet.
And not just any pizza, House Calls pizza.
Towns is on here just so he can enjoy me admitting
it ain't House Calls anymore, though.
Oh, it's not even House Calls
It's called Ziggy's.
Well, then this bet's no longer valid.
Yeah. And that's what Towns, I think that's probably what he put on there. Why he put House Calls. Because
it ain't even really house calls. I thought it was still called house calls.
No, it's Ziggy's Pizza. But yeah, so
yeah, I'm starting to feel real hesitant about this now.
Don't change it now. What did I pick? I don't even know.
Did you even pick yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna Texas A&M. I'm gonna have Texas A&M to cover.
I'm gonna go ahead and put me
3.
in here.
I think they cover.
I'm gonna submit my picks. Here we go. This is it. Deadbolt right now. Boom.
So follow Jared's lead. I'm gonna make mine afterwards.
Thank you for taking this survey.
Yeah. I hope, I guess that's about it, right?
I feel like we should talk about something else, but
I think that's it. It's been fun. It's exciting. SEC, I think all the way to the last week's going to be fun to talk about.
It's a crapshoot every week. I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna lose this bet now.
You're worried about your pizza.
I'm worried about my pizza now. My house calls pizza.
Oh man!
Towns, thank you for staying with us the whole show.
Thanks for listening,
folks. Audience, give us some happiness.